Hi, this is Elwood EQ. I'm trying to get my cursor back to whatever. Um, Hi again. This is Elwood EQ. um, Here's a little helpful video I thought I'd do because I figured it was a good idea on this guy and any other class that happens to have promised heals or what I call delayed heals. A lot of people call it that too. This is on a delay. This is a pet only heal. Very fast cast. It's not instant, but it's almost instant. It only means that you can't be moving, like running, and still cast this. I don't think so. It's fast. Okay, so cast super fast. And it does this heal. It already says everything on here though. On your pet after 18 seconds has passed, right? So I always make sure I have this on my pet. But instead of looking over here at all these little icons, what I was doing is trying to time it out with my rotation to be able to use it and be able to hit it generally about when it would come off. And I thought, well, that's silly. Why don't I just put an audio trigger? So a lot of people may not be aware of or know what audio triggers are. So here's what I'm doing. I'll let you know. So what I did was I went up here to the EQ button, right up here into actions. And if you slide all the way down here, it says audio triggers. You do that. And you can set up an audio trigger. I'm going to highlight this, and this is what you do. All right. Down here, like for the example of this spell, this heal is a spell. So I have mine kind of sectioned off with these tabs here, so I'm not constantly bombarded with just the endless chat scrolling nonstop. And so what I did was I casted this on my pet, and I just sat back down. I'm just going to sit back down. And you see it's over here blinking. And I wanted to do this to make sure I got the exact phrase, because you have to put the exact phrase in here. Punctuation might matter. I don't know, but you have to put the exact phrase in here for an audio trigger to go off. And there you just heard it, because I have this already set up. You can enable or disable it at will, depending on your characters, because this audio trigger will be live, I believe, for every one of your triggers. Now, anyway, so I did that, and that went off because this is the phrase here. Whenever this shows up in chat, this phrase, that sound, you can pick this whatever sound you want. That, or I wanted that one because it really gets your attention. If that annoys me over time too much, I'll pick a different sound that's a little mellower. But for right now, I wanted to make sure it got my attention. So you put that in, and then you can just put a little name on what it is, delayed heal. And there you go. And so this is the audio trigger. Now the downside to audio triggers, I've learned, maybe I just didn't set it up right. I'll probably just make sure. Maybe I didn't set it right, but I had a ranger that I was curious how often I was headshotting. So I set up an audio trigger for that. But whenever I happened to be in the range of a different ranger that was having headshots go off, it was also recording. It was sounding my noise for them too, because it was just looking for the chat box that said what would show up when I hit a headshot, right? So I probably just didn't set it up quite right, but just be aware that could be an issue, that you have to make sure it's the exact phrase and it's unique to your character. Maybe you might want to point out, like, mine is your pets. Anyway, so we'll see. we'll see. If I get in the range of another Beastlord and they're doing stuff and they're using that, maybe. I don't know. All I know is right now it works. And it's kind of helpful because when you're doing your stuff, like here, right here, okay, I have my disciplines here in nukes. One of these is an AoE, targeted AoE. And I can't use that very well here. And I don't want to set up I don't want to omit something on this button just for while I'm hunting here. So I'm just choosing not to even use this at all, that button at all. And I got all these roamers here. If I use it and one of these happen to kind of roam in front of me a little bit, it's gonna, when I hit this button here, it's gonna hit one of these mobs and it's gonna join right in, and I'm gonna have some ads and it's gonna be a pain in the rump. Right now they're not, you know, I don't have to be, they're not hostile. They're not, you know, pet the deer, you know, they're not going to attack. They're only going to become a problem if you accidentally hit them with something like an AoE attack, right? So I'm going to kill a mob to demonstrate in action here. Let me get up here like this. There we go. I guess that's close enough. All right. So I'm going to start my rotation. I'm hitting 3 twice. Normally I would hit 4. I'm not hitting 4. I'm going to hit 5. I'm using my dots only here as a little extra damage. And I'm going to load up all my pet heals as the promised. Hit the pet heal button again, and that's going to give a regular heal. And then another one for the heal over time heal. And I'm just going to spam my 3 button until my dots kind of wear off. But you'll hear right there. Heard it? So now I know I have to take a second and just tap on my heal pet to get the promised heal going, the delayed heal. And then I can just kind of, you know, zone out, whatever. You know? Spam my number 3 key here because of all the other mobs around. It's not ideal. Nope. Do it again. So there you go. Helps me time out that stuff. I'm going to hit my dots, get number 5. Boom. Let's get more dots. If you hear that funky sound, I'll know my pet needs to slap that delay on again. There we go. Bam. And there we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So yeah, pet's pretty tough. I know my haste wore off. You could also set up one for that, which actually may not be that bad of an idea. I don't know. I'm not one that likes to have hear a lot of those extra sounds when I'm fighting. Over time, they get a little boring, or they get a little, not boring, but agitating. Agitating. What am I doing today? Not agitate. Just annoying. Just don't want to hear them. Anyway, well, this is a weird day for me. All right. Selwood EQ. That's how you set up an audio trigger in a ham-fisted weird way. Not weird. I'm spacey today. Sorry. I didn't get much sleep last night. Anyway, so there you go. Y'all have a good one. Have a good weekend. Rock and roll. And I'll see you in Norath, maybe sometime on the CT server. All right. Take it easy.